Coming to you from both sides of the Pacific, it's Duck Amuck in Japan, with your hosts, King Baby Duck, AFLM, and JonStar.
Ohio gozaimasu, Tokyo, and a very, very good evening, Boston. Welcome to episode 61 of Duck Amuck in Japan, Ruby Carpet Treatment. I am your King Baby Duck Evan Borgo, Mr. Ikebukuro, and the number one fan of Sanrio character, Big Challenges. Joining us, as always, we have the king of all cat girls, the hard man with harder opinions, and the creator of Solarion Sun, AFLM.
Hello.
And we have our stupid, awesome analyst, the lion block, the OG trainer son, JonStar.
Playing Tetris.
To playing Tetris. Man, guys. What a kerfuffle we had on the previous show. So, we had so many technical difficulties going on with Streamlabs. What was it? The collab cam was just not working. It would work for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, it would cut one of you out. And then it would cause your screen to freeze. And it was just causing so much turmoil and craziness to the point where it's like, I was just this close to calling it quits. If you saw in the last episode, the sunglasses were off. The hat was off. I was just not in character whatsoever. You were seeing the real me, basically, not exactly for the first time, but for the first time ever live.
Yeah, well, it was so profoundly upsetting that we actually just scrapped the whole thing and fixed it in one night for the next episode. So It was actually pretty funny because then we basically brought the system down to a more proficient system, so there's less setup and, well, theoretically, the better we get at this, there'll be less setup and less technical difficulties. The only problem is right now we can't see the chat, so we have no idea how to moderate the chat.
Right. Good news is I can see the chat from here on Twitch, so if anything does come up, at least I can say something. That is if I am paying attention to such. But yeah, we can't see the chat for the time being. But for now, I think what we've got here, using the OG OBS system, it looks good. It looks fine. We were able to replicate most of the things that I was able to replicate on Streamlabs. For now, we're going to stick with the OBS, because apparently this whole collab cam log in, log out sort of situation, it's been a recurring theme for the last month for a lot of people. It's not just us. It was so many other folks that were having an issue with it. And Streamlabs actually wrote to me and said, yeah, we know this is an ongoing issue. We're trying to fix it. We will keep you posted.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I hope they do, but I feel like it's a little too late for that sort of thing if we got this figured out. It felt like we were walking on eggshells every single time we recorded an episode, because we were just waiting, is this going to be a ruined episode? Maybe, it just...
I'm so glad that it all worked out when we had 42 Believer Sarah on the show, because that was an episode where we had no issues whatsoever, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yep.
As soon as after that episode, when we did the Neverness to Everness live stream sort of thing, that's when we really started having problems.
Yeah, and we thought that it was because we were playing games or whatever, but...
Yeah. Turns out that wasn't the case. Thankfully, that was not the case. So, we're here. Everything's good. We did have an earthquake a couple of days ago here in Tokyo. It actually shook my apartment the most I've ever experienced in my life. Shockingly, nothing fell. Actually, Bad Bats Maro over there did fall. But everything was in place. Nothing crazy. I checked the building, no weird cracks. Everything was good. But yeah, Earthquakes can be scary. Have either of you ever experienced one of those yet?
Yeah, we had one actually just a couple weeks ago that went across all of New England.
Seriously?
Yeah. To everybody, it sounded like a backfiring truck that just rumbled through everything. And we actually had a storm that day. So like Andrew thought that it was like a tree that fell.
Yeah,
And we
a
thought
tree that
it was
it sounded like an explosion. Like it sounded like a tree that fell or a transformer exploding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remembered a few years ago, it might be like more than 10 years ago at this point, when like Maine had an earthquake, and I remember I was at my parents' house and I was just sitting on working something on my computer, and all of a sudden behind me, like there's this cabinet that's filled with like old china and dishes, and I just hear it rocking back and forth and back and forth, and I'm like, should I move out of the way? What's going on?
Yeah, no, ours was, I believe it was actually in Massachusetts when it hit. And like some people didn't even know that it happened, but ironically enough, Andrew and I both felt it and heard it. So,
because if I'm not mistaken, Massachusetts does like rest on an earthquake hotspot, but it's just that it's been well over 300 years since a really, really big one has hit Massachusetts.
yeah, we have never really had a big earthquake, not one that, we need to build our buildings in a way that we need to counteract it or anything like that.
Personally, I think you guys should, because what it does, it actually helps to soundproof the building, and that's why all the live houses here in Japan sound so great. Which, actually, that's a good transition, because, hey, today's episode, the Ruby Carpet Treatment, one of the first things I want to talk about is both the Tokyo International Music Market, which just happened about a week ago, and the second annual Music Awards Japan. So, first off, Tokyo International Music Market. I have been going to this event since 2023. 2023, 2024, 2025, they were always held in either October or November. It's a great event. 3 nights of concerts featuring bands that are either very well known, like Atarashi Gakko or Chan Mina, or we got some indies that are performing and playing. And then one night, there's a showcase of artists from other parts of Asia, like China, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Thailand. There's a good mixture of different kinds of sounds, different kinds of bands, all throughout those 3 days. This year, though, normally it's October, November. This year, they decided we're going to bump it up so it can coincide with the Japan Music Awards, the Music Awards Japan. And I will say, as much as I love this event, it's a great event. It's a great way where I can mingle and talk and collect all these business cards. And shut up. I don't know why the A word just did that. But one thing that I did notice, because like where in the past the Tokyo International Music Market had a whole year to prepare, well, this time around they had like 7 or 8 months. And you would think, 7 or 8 months, that's still enough time. I felt like it showed that you needed at least a year to prepare for an event like this. Because unlike last year, where you had the 3 days of music events, everything, the whole music event stuff, the whole concerts, it was 3 shows, 1 night. And you had to pick and choose where you wanted to go or what you wanted to see. And it made it really hard to cover it. It made it really hard for me to cover it as a member of the press. And on top of that, I noticed that a lot of the bands that played these events, those 3 concerts, were basically the same bands and artists that played the year before. Which kind of disappointed me. Which don't get me wrong, I love me some Billy Rom. They're a great band, but like, you just played there last year. It's now somebody else's turn to be showcased at the event. So like, it definitely showed that you do need a whole year to prepare for something big like this. And I don't want to say I was disappointed, but at the same time, I kind of wish there was a little bit more preparation done to make it a better event. I still had fun. I still met a lot of great people. But hopefully by next year, where they will have a full year to prepare for the Tokyo International Music Market, that'll be a lot better. Yeah. Which now leads to the big night, Music Awards Japan 2026. And this was the very first ever award show I've ever been to in person. Like, I've been to video game showcases, like back in the days of E3 where you had the Xbox showcase, the PlayStation showcase. I went to the very last Nintendo showcase before they started doing those Nintendo Directs. But this was the first time I ever went to an event where it's like, it's an award show. It's basically Japan's version of the Grammys. So I had to go and get myself a tuxedo and look very fancy. It's like so crazy that I had to like dress up like this. You know, I've worn tuxes to weddings, and you know, it is a black tie affair for most award shows, but like, it's music. Like, I feel like for a music award show, you should be able to, so long as you don't look like a slob, you should be able to dress however you want. And the thing that pisses me off too is like, it's a black tie affair, and I saw so many people there without black ties who were there and watching the event. And that kind of was like, I didn't have to get super dressed up. But be that as it may, it was cool to wear a tuxedo. And I actually rented it online. And I was so scared that when I got it, it would not fit. Because I had I ordered the biggest size they had. Because all the sizes were, you know, Japanese size, because I'm in Japan. It's in the title of my podcast show. So, believe me when I tell you, huge sigh of relief when I put that suit on and everything like fit. It was a little tight in the gut area because, again, American. But everything fit. Everything worked. I was like, thank you for this. Now I want to ask you guys a question, and I want you to and the question is, guess how much it cost for me to rent that tuxedo?
Oh gosh. Well,
to rent it?
Mm-hmm.
And is it by day? Like how much?
You have like 4 or 5 days to wear it and send it back.
Maybe a hundo, so like 100,000 yen.
100,000 yen.
No, I'm sorry, that'd be 10,000 yen.
Yeah, you know what? You are correct. 10,000 yen to rent a tuxedo.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
It's a good price, man. It's a very, very good price. I remember when I went for my sister's wedding and had to rent a tuxedo, go to, what was it? I think it was the Men's Warehouse I actually went to rent the tuxedo, or it might have been Mr. Tuxedo, one of the places. And it cost like $400 to rent a tuxedo.
That's insane. Yeah, for Jonathan's wedding, it was like $360, I think it was.
to keep the suits that you bought, though.
Oh, that's right. I do still have that suit.
Yeah, it wasn't rented. It was to keep them. So, big difference.
Oh, okay.
I also didn't. I didn't do tuxedos. I just did suits. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but it was a very cool system that they have here in Japan. You rent them online, they send it to you. It comes with the package for you to rent it back, and all said and done, the day after this event, I sent it packing, and I got a confirmation the next day saying, "You're good. We have your tux, so no worries whatsoever."
Who took this? Who took the picture of you?
So let me give a big shout out to my good buddy Harley Jackson from Band Ruption, who hung out with me not just at Music Awards Japan, but also Tokyo International Music Market. So he and I basically hung out. We had to sit in different seats, unfortunately, because it was assigned seating for the events. But after each event, we met up. We grabbed some food, just chatted. He's a good guy. Shout out to Band Ruption. Go to bandruption.com. Give them some love and support. And if you're in a band, go and reach out to them, because they're a great system to help promote your bands and your shows and your concerts and your music and your merch. We'll have him on sometime soon. We'll have Harley on the show sometime soon.
Cool.
But yeah, I will say, like, I know we always joke about how sucky award shows can be. I mean, we just did that with the Crunchyroll Award show the previous episode. So, like, I was so happy with the way this music award show went down. The first part of the show, the pre-show, which was held in a different area, I will admit went a little bit long, but there were some pretty cool musical performances that made it all the worthwhile. The main show, it basically went like 2 awards performance, 2 awards performance, 2 awards performance, all throughout the 3-hour event. Mm-hmm. And what I liked about it was you didn't know who was going to come on stage next to perform. Like, from the most part of the show, you had no idea who would be revealed as the next performance. Mm-hmm. So it added a little excitement to the air of it. I don't know how much you guys watched the performances that I sent to you, but I'm curious, did you watch any of those performances?
All of the Twitter videos that you sent us, I watched all of them.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, very cool.
I didn't watch any.
Okay, all right, fine. So yeah, as you saw, it was like there was just this great mixture. You had the pop music, you had the rock music, you had ska, you had jazz. It was a great showcase that presented why, like, there's no such thing as a fad when it comes to music in Japan. Like, every genre has an opportunity to have a spotlight shown on them, especially at an award show like this.
Yeah. Plus, also with, like, Lisa and Tokyo Ska Orchestra collaborating with each other. Actually, they had a couple of collaborations during their performance.
Yeah.
Which was kind of neat, that, you know, they kind of have that little community-esque feel going on too. It's like, yeah, we all know each other, we're cool, we hang out, we have lunch. You know, I don't know, it felt, I definitely felt it there, where it was like, oh, that's neat. It's like a bunch of artists getting together and recognizing that they're artists and they want to help each other out. You know, that's what we like with, you know, our art communities and everything like that. So the fact that they are on a big stage, that actually did feel like the Grammys when I was watching the performances that you were sending us. I was like, man, this really feels like the Grammys.
Yeah, a
lot, which made me feel a little uneasy at first, because I was like, I don't like that vibe. But it was different in the aspect of the different performances that you got out of it and everything, and how every video that I clicked on felt like it was something completely different. So.
Yeah, I would say, I don't know if you watched the performance of Hitsuji Bungaku coming on to perform Dogs. That was probably my favorite performance of the night, and it's like, it's such a polar opposite of like, because there were all these pop singers that performed. So you had Hana, you had Fruit Zipper, you had that boy idol group Milk performing, and then Hitsuji Bungaku comes on, and it's just this face-melting, hard post-rock sound that you would almost never see at an award show like this being showcased at. And like, I made the comment of, oh, like all those pop idols, their faces, they're all melted. They can't be idols anymore. It's like, oh, that's the power of Hitsuji Bungaku. And it was such a great performance. And of course, they gave out a lot of awards. So you had the Best New Artist of the Year. There was Hana for that. Fruit Zipper getting the Idol Female Group of the Year. XG, who are... They don't have much of a big following in America, but they do have a huge following in Europe, getting global hit from Japan. Hitsuji Bungaku, Best Alternative Artist. Ado getting... This was like an odd award. Largest live audience international. So I'm going to guess like most successful international tour that was for.
I guess most tickets sold in a single show, like maybe.
Maybe. Because I know Otto plays some really big shows now in America, so probably something like that. Best Girls Culture, Equal Love. There was a great... so we had, Lifetime Achievement Award, which is what the Timeless Echo is. Tatsuro Yamashita, and he's basically like the godfather of city pop music. So he was a very good pick for Lifetime Achievement Award. And it was said that he was not there to accept the award. He did one of those like pre-recorded messages for the award that was given. But, this is a guy who basically helped to create a sound that didn't exist, not only in Japan, but the entire world. This city pop. I mean, you can kind of like call like yacht rock an aspect of city pop, but there's more of a cooler, chill vibe that I get from city pop than I do with like the yacht rock.
I do not like yacht rock. It does not capture me.
All right.
I don't ignore it.
Gotcha.
I like City Pop.
City Pop is good. City Pop is good. Yacht Rock, there's a couple of Yacht Rock songs I like, but for the most part, not really. Milk won Best Boy Idol Group.
When I saw them play, I was like, I didn't know that actual Japanese men existed like that. Like, it felt like I was watching anime characters up on stage performing live.
There are a lot of boy idol groups that are like that. So, the anime has to get inspiration else somewhere. But but
you'd think that they were caricatures, though, like not actual, like, personalities of people who exist.
To be fair, that is kind of like what it is to be an idol. They are kind of...
Yeah, no, you're right.
If you watch any variety show they're on, if you watch any interview, they kind of are in character the entire time. It doesn't feel like you're watching real people. You're watching like characters from a TV show or something.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters won Best Song Asia, because of course it did. Suck in Action won for Song of the Year for the song Kaiju, which is a very good song. The awesome performance to open up the show of Music Awards Japan. And for the second year in a row, Mrs. Green Apple won Best Artist of the Year. And Mrs. Green Apple, they're good. They also had a very good performance on the awards show, but they're one of those bands that are like really popular to me, and like I don't really understand why they are popular, because they sound like so many other Japanese rock bands that I've heard.
Yep.
It's why I really don't get into Radwimps, because they sound exactly like Bump of Chicken. Yeah.
Those are all real words you said.
Those are all real words that I said. Sorry, listen, I'm the expert when it comes to J-pop. Like I've been following this scene deeply for well over. Yeah, we're coming to almost to the 20th anniversary of the first episode of my college radio show in just 3 weeks. So like, been doing it for that long. So naturally, my knowledge is a little bit better. One thing I almost forgot to mention too, Sam Smith was at this event. The singer Sam Smith. The "Stay With Me, Won't You Stay With Me," and they actually performed a song at the show too. And I will admit, it was a good song, very Motown style. It was neat. The funny thing is, they interviewed him on the stage, and they're like, "Oh, who's your favorite Japanese artist?" And Sam's like, "Oh, recently I'm getting into baby metal." And like, there's just like this dead silence hanging over the crowd, and I'm like, does the Japanese music scene not like baby metal, or are they or are they tired of Westerners just using that as their answer?
I mean, I am also tired of baby metal, so
yeah,
the gimmick is over.
I feel like the gimmick is over.
I mean, I've seen some performances recently where like Moa Metal, like she's not really smiling as much on stage anymore. It's like maybe she's had it too.
Yeah, it's possible.
And then lastly, album of the year, which was actually one of the very first awards given out for the show. It was to Fujii Kaze, and I've heard his music here and there. Never really dove deep into his stuff. So, like, I figured, why not? I went and listened to the album Prima, which was the Music Awards Japan Album of the Year. And it's not the kind of music that I would normally gravitate towards. I will say that.
Oh, you don't like listening to Michael Bublé? That's basically who he was. It was a Michael Bublé album. That's like exactly what I heard when you sent it to us.
The funny thing is, like, when Michael Bublé was like doing more of the Tony Bennett, Frank Sinatra kind of jazz stuff, that's the Michael Bublé I like. But like when he started getting poppier with his sound, I kind of like started tuning out.
Which is naturally what happens to everybody who gets famous.
Except Hitsuji Bungaku, apparently. They were post rock and post punk, and they still are post punk. I will say I did like "Okay Goodbye." That was a good song. The title track was good. "Casket Girl" was a nice opener. But again, like much respect to him. He also did an awesome. He did a great performance at the Music Awards Japan show. But like
I will say that his live performance, though, his lyrics were not as clean, and his pitch was very different than his album. Like, I know that they do a lot of perfection stuff when it comes to that, but if you're an artist who prominently sings in English, I was surprised that when he did his live on stage performance, his English was not as good as it was on the album. Like, that actually kind of shocked me a little bit.
Can I say that I didn't know he was singing in English until I actually listened to the album?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like, so when you were listening to him live on stage, it was like, oh, this is not the same dude.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
I thought that was really weird.
Yeah, maybe he needs a little refresher. He was sitting next to Sam Smith that whole night. Maybe the two of them were doing some practice Eikaiwa lessons while in between like awards and commercials and such.
You just hear the Duolingo ding as they're like going.
Doo-doo. Mendokusai. But yeah, the album, like, I do kind of understand why it won Album of the Year. I was very surprised that Perfume wasn't nominated for Album of the Year or for anything else, considering how big of a pop group they are. You know, my Album of the Year from last year, Ano, Bon Bon Bomb, nothing for her. So, you know, it's one of those what can you do situations. Like, I know I've been listening to Japanese music for 20 years, and I know a lot more bands than than the average Westerner knows. But I still don't know everything. I still don't know every single band. Like, the Tatsuro Yamashita, the Lifetime Achievement Award, I didn't know anything about him until I moved here to Japan. So, like, it's constantly a learning process for me when it comes to Japanese music. But I will admit, okay, yeah, I do get why you won. It's not my go-to album, but I liked some of it.
But not all of it. Not in the same way that we all liked Ano.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Ano was different. Like, and clearly different. Like,
yeah, different kinds of pop and styles.
I didn't feel anything for Fujii's album. I didn't. Like, I didn't feel anything at all for Prima. I was like, I mean, I feel like I'm walking through a department store while I listen to this track, and it was just so plain. So, like, I wish that there was something a little bit more artsy, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, when I was, like, something that sounded different that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're alternative people. Like, we like something that's unique. Like, that's why we love Tub Ring so much. Like, because every Tub Ring song sounds different.
Yeah, it's such a smorgasbord, and it's a pleasure to the ears every time you listen, because they want to be different, and that's like what artists do, you know?
Or should do.
Right. We seek to challenge ourselves
Something you want
every
to
time.
achieve.
Yeah.
You want to step out of your comfort zone and see what kind of art you can create. So, like, maybe next time around, maybe Fujii Kaze could experiment a little more, but I don't know. It's a 6 out of 10 album for me.
Yeah.
I'll say it like
That's
that.
fair.
Yeah. All right, so John, you are our big time gamer currently. So right now we got the Steam Fest going on through Monday. Wow, it feels like it's a shorter Steam Fest this time around.
It seemed like it came and went like really fast too overall, and I looked through so much stuff. I spent hours like just going through Steam Fest, and I think the thing that is hard about Steam Fest is now they're really getting bogged down with everything that comes out. Like, there's literally like 10,000 new demos that are in every Steam Fest, and the number keeps growing every single year.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to find everything. You actually have to start. I found that what I needed to do was I needed to go through the list, and I had to start picking my genres of what I actually wanted to see in order to get what I wanted to. And the crazy part is there were like no VR games. I like to look for at least like one VR game whenever I do a Steam Fest, and there were like none this time around. I think there were 6, and none of them interested me. And I actually only landed on 6 games that I even wanted to play at all.
You didn't try that one you didn't want to try that one that I sent you?
Andrew, you like RTSs. I do not like RTSs.
It looks like a really good RTS too.
Yeah, there's actually a couple games here that I typically wouldn't try either, but I'll get into why in a minute. Excuse me.
Okay.
It's late here. So first game up on the list, I figured I'd start off with a good one, which is they're remaking Backyard Baseball,
which is surprising me.
Yeah, the trailer, when I saw it, I was like, man, they actually are like doing it. Like, it looks really good. The animations are all really good.
I was actually aware of this one. Like, I knew that this was happening. Yeah,
I did not know it was happening. But the only thing that they gave you was a home run derby when you were playing the demo for it. So, you got to try out kind of the new controls and everything like that. And it is actually different when you're trying to hit the ball this time. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of challenge to it, and I liked it. And the thing that I liked about it too was that it showed you like how far you hit the ball and everything like that. And they still have the thing where like the announcers react to what you're doing on the screen and everything. And it's fun. I think that I really need to play like a full team match in order to get the full experience for it. But I'd give it a shot, I think. I think it's pretty cool.
Nice. All right. Next one we have here called Deer and Boy.
So for those of you who know my video game taste at all, like this is more my speed of the kinds of games that I've actually started to get into, is a really nice linear narrative story that almost doesn't tell you anything about it. Like, you just play it to experience it, and then you kind of grow with the characters as they discover things. You discover things. Very little dialogue, if any at all. And all you do is you just run to the right and see what happens, And there's little puzzles along the way. It's very non-punishing in the way that you do things. And Deer and Boy is exactly that. It's such a serene experience where, like, it's literally you are the boy and there's a deer companion that's with you. It's like a little deer that goes along with you. And actually, I saw from the trailers, which I don't know how far into the game it is, but the deer actually grows up with you. So like it's like a Bambi situation where like at the beginning, Bambi's little and then he grows up to, being a buck. But so that was cool. I liked that one. I thought I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy that one because I just like those experiences. Cool. And the next one is the same thing. This one, though, is more so like my favorite game, one of my favorite games of all time, which is Little Nightmares, where you play as a candle and you have to light your wick at the top and you can run out. So you like every time you light your wick, you start to melt a little bit, and you have to build up your wax, and while you're doing these puzzles and everything, and so like there's like this time limit and everything. But it's a horror game. It's as you can see from the graphics, it's like even the title card and everything. It's very cartoony, but they put in these really horrific horror elements. Like I hate the fact that I have to reference this, but like it's like you know the part in the movie Sausage Party when like the humans start cooking the food and everything like that, and it just turns into this horrific thing. So that's what this game is like. It's like that horror scene. Like there's this one, but if you watch the trailer, there's this one part where there's a piece of popcorn kernel in a microwave, and it starts popping, but it looks like it's mutating into like a creature from like a zombie game where it's like contorting and like the eyes start bulging out, and then it splits in half into like like the popcorn pop, and then it like dies and falls backwards, and then there's like all these dead pieces of meat on like meat hooks in a locker, and that looks like all of these gruesome corpses hanging everywhere. The art style is just so unique in it, and I love everything about it. So I'm all in. I think Melted Time was probably the favorite thing that I played.
I've always wanted to. It's been funny because I've been watching a lot of rom-coms this season because it's basically the season of anime for rom-coms. And I've always thought about that. I've been like, man, I'm watching this really cute show, and it's really lovely, and it's funny because most rom-coms are heavy on comedy in Japan and whatever. But I was thinking, like, what if just bait and switch us, like episode 11 of 12, somebody just dies in a horrific way, and it just turns into this awful horror story, and like nobody's prepared for it and nobody has ever discussed it. I was like, that would be awesome.
Is that what School Days was?
Like,
but they revealed it at the end of the first episode, though, which was. Oh no, sorry, I'm not thinking of School Days. I'm thinking of the zombie one. What's the one where they're trapped?
School Live. School Live.
Yeah, School Live. Yeah.
I was just thinking kind of in the School Days type way, but how cool it would be if it was just like. I don't know, like, oh my gosh, somebody gets hit by a car and now everybody's dead and her head got severed off. Where'd this come from? Because then you get like all these anime fans all these like anime fans that are like really upset.
Yeah.
Like you just kind of bait and slip them into like this. It would be like I didn't want to watch a horror.
It'd be the most Andy Kaufman thing ever.
Yeah, I had this idea for like a series like very much like this. It would be like a rom-com where like a transfer student would come in, and like for like the first 10 or 11 episodes, it's like the transfer student adjusting and maybe making new friends and falling in love, but then. Like either like episode 12 or even the last episode, it's revealed that the transfer student was an imposter and it was actually a serial killer who murdered the real transfer student and just starts one by one taking out all of his new friends and maybe leading up to a climax to the person that he maybe fell in love with, or she fell in love with him, but he was like doing like this whole ruse thing where he just felt nothing at all for the woman.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Except, but you wouldn't know you were watching it. Like that would be the point. Yeah. Is like you didn't know you were watching this. Like nobody would have known. It's just that at the end it just shows up and everybody's horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Idea that's actually been in my head for like 10 years now. So, anime world, if you want an idea, I've got one.
Gigic.
Yeah. Right. Tell me about Totally Rigged.
Okay, so actually, Totally Rigged is so if you see under the developer name right there, Samyam. Is actually a developer that I follow on YouTube, and I think she's really funny, and she's really good at coding. So I watch a lot of her videos in order to see, like what is things that I could teach my students or anything like that. She talks about how her as a developer is affected by like Unity doing their stuff, and when those shenanigans happened. And so this is a node builder game. You just keep playing until you can upgrade yourself enough to buy all of the little upgrades that you need. But the nice thing is that you need to you're in a mine. And you need to mine all of the elements that are coming out of the walls. And at the beginning, you only have stone, so you can only get the stone upgrades. And then you need to unlock coal so that you can buy all the coal upgrades that make your machine move faster and all this stuff. And so it's probably a not replayable game, but like I just like these kinds of games so much. They're very, I mean, honestly, like these games are built off of, oh, this is satisfying, and then you buy all the you buy all the upgrades and then you beat it, and then you're unstoppable. You're an unstoppable force. So it's a really simple game, but it's also one of those things where like I'm gonna give my $10 to an indie developer that I've been following on YouTube because I know their stuff. But it's also gonna be really fun too. I like this stuff.
Very nice. We've got The Last Salvage Squad.
Yes, so this one is really cool. It is, it's a boomer shooter, and you play as a pilot in a giant mech. And as you can see, like on the screen there, you fight all of these aliens that are bigger than buildings, and like you jump on like buildings and stuff. So you're in like these little arena spaces, and it kind of like, I think it auto generates a city every time that you play. I'm not 100% sure about that, but you fight all the aliens as your mission, and you can destroy the buildings and stuff like that, and you can hear the people screaming on the inside and everything. But it's got this really cool aesthetic, like everything is 2D, like Doom was, except for the environments that are 3D. And it's just a neat, kind of shooty game, and I like the demo. I thought it was fun.
Nice. And then last we have American Revolution Smuggler.
So this game, from Hiro Tonifa. I can't really get the pronunciation down just yet, but it's yeah. So it's an indie game that it was built by a friend of a friend's of ours. Okay. So we are friends with these people at a con. And he has a friend that he showed me. He was like, "Oh, have you seen my friend's game?" And so I put it on my watch list. This one, I haven't been able to play this one. This is the one demo that I did not get to play. But I did want to still shout it out there because it's a friend of a friend, and if you just listen to the concept of it, like you're on board. It
looks like waifu revolutionaries.
Yes, so it takes place during the American Revolution. You play a smuggler that is bringing supplies back and forth between the armies and everything, and you're just trying to make as much money as you can. But it's a dating sim as well, so it's a economy manager with a dating sim. But the people that you date are the 13 original colonies, but they're moified 13 original colonies, so you can date New Jersey-san or Massachusetts-san, or things like that. As you can see, on the screen, there's Loyalist-chan, and then there's Patriot-chan, and then Lady Liberty is your assistant who gives you the tutorials in this and everything. And it's just a really good idea. And there's a bunch of mini games, like if you're there's a what's the game? Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So there's a Mike Tyson's Punch Out mini game where you're fighting the British, and then there's a horse racing one where you're actually betting on horses and things. There's a whole bunch of different mini games while you're also setting your prices for your economy building, and then also dating all of the states of the 13 original colonies. It's a wild time, and if you're into that absurdist humor and everything, the art is also really good in it as well. So.
The art is fantastic.
I'm only promoting this one. I can't actually say that whether or not it's good yet.
All right.
But concept alone, it's great.
All right. Well, here's something that I know that we can talk about that we know is good. Solarion Sun Volumes 1 through 5, the Kickstarter is still going on.
Yeah, yes. Wow. So it's doing well. We are in a slowdown period for sure. As the middle usually does, which then stresses me out a lot. But the good news is we are already making more money than when we made on the fourth book, which I always say this is such a shame because the fourth book is my personal favorite volume of all the Solarion Sun volumes. And the fact that it made the least amount of money on Kickstarter is just criminal.
Yeah.
But here we have it. We're sitting at $2,400. It was at $25. It was at $25, but I lost a major backer because a lot of people on Kickstarter are scammers and they don't know how to actually make honest business out of anything.
You can say they're a douchebag. You can say they're a douchebag.
It's scummy. It's really scummy to be I'm gonna pledge at the highest possible tier and then cancel it. It's really weird, and I don't know what the angle is. But it's happened 3 times so far. And luckily, this didn't drop us down below anything. So when it comes to this point in the Kickstarter, all my guest artists have been unlocked. So first one is Kevin Hinkle. You can find him on X at Mr. Hinkle Draws, and he is a phenomenal artist. Very into Nintendo-esque type art style things. He does a lot of Nintendo style fan art. He has his own book actually, which is really cool. And then the next one is Songbird, Songbird is the friend of the he is the friend that he knows the guy making the colony game dating sim game. But Songbird is my friend. And so his artwork has been unlocked, and then Wish Petal, who is his wife, is currently making a piece right now. I have a preview to the piece. It's in sketch form at the moment. I'm waiting for the final piece to come in. But it is of Rain, and it looks phenomenal because Wish is legitimately one of my favorite artists on the face of the planet, I think. She's so talented.
Yeah, Songbird and Wish are we've talked about them in the past, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then we unlocked the big guest piece, which is the sticker sheet, which is also done by Kevin Hinkle. So all the little postcard art prints that you get. So every single physical order that gets purchased now comes with four art prints and one sticker sheet. So at $2,750, that milestone, we're gonna unlock a new Chibi sticker, and then at 3,000 is another Chibi sticker, and then at 3,250 is the last Chibi sticker. And I believe that is going to be the highest of my stretch goals that I have in mind. So we have half of the thing left to go. So for the first half, we made nearly $2,500. So hopefully for the second half, we make another $2,500, which I know we won't, but I would like to at least make over $3,000.
Yeah,
that's my goal. That's my goal for this one, and I would like to make 50 backers as well. So if that's a thing, we can make 50 backers, because for every 10 backers that I make, I'm doing a sketch card, which means you get thrown into a pool. And if you're thrown into the pool, that means you have a 1 in 10 chance of getting a sketch card, actually. Right over here.
Take my name out of the mix. I want somebody else to actually get the sketch cards.
Yeah. You can get a sketch card anytime you want. So I have these Solarion Sun sketch cards that will be shipped off with some random lucky physical owner. Like if you get a physical piece, then you get one of those. So if we make 50 backers, I make another one, and then we're good to go. So that is the major update for Solarion Sun, and I hope I can get myself back up to 40. I'm still waiting on like 3 to 4 people that I know usually back my book. I'm waiting for them to show up. I just gotta stay diligent with my emailing, which is what I was doing all day today, was just sending out emails and finishing pages and whatever. It's awful. Like, if you don't have a project that you're passionate about, don't even think about doing a Kickstarter. They're the worst. Like they're nothing but stress. It's another full-time job that you're going to have to put on top of your other full-time job. So I'm kind of working 3 full-time jobs right now. It's nothing but stress.
And also it never works out the way that you want it to.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever think you're going to make $1 bajillion, you will not. I promise you.
You need to know a bajillion people if you're going to make $1 bajillion.
Yeah, I mean, not even my own family is putting backing into it. So there you go.
Yep.
That's what that means.
Hey
yeah,
now.
Yeah.
Hey now.
And I am.
John.
I've backed it. I was number 4.
Yep. Yeah. I know. It's really funny to see like who comes in. I have one guy who is always number 1, who's one of my good friends. He like I basically tell him like, all right, we're gonna launch, and then he's like sitting there like with his finger on the button, and he's like always getting the first one. But yeah, no. So it's going well. I would be remiss to say if I was not pleased. I'm very pleased with it. It's just very stressful when the number stops. Like when you don't even get 1 a day. Like I want like 1 a day, right?
Yeah.
So like when you don't get 1 for like a week, and then all of a sudden like you get 3 in 1 day, it's just bizarre. Like you have no idea what people are thinking, what they're doing. But the constant worry is that, oh, the number has stopped. That means that people have forgotten about the project, and then you put out an update to remind people about the project, and then nothing happens. You're like, what am I even doing?
Yeah.
But I promise you, Solarion Sun is awesome. This is the best thing I do in my life. It is the best project I've ever done. People love it. Everybody on the convention tour confidently comes up to me and says, your story is awesome. And it's very humbling to hear as the creator, because I was creating this for me.
Yeah.
And I am the target audience of this, and it just so happens that other people are as well.
Yeah.
And I love that people are sharing in my dream, and there's only 2 books left. So after we do this one, 2 more books to go, and the main story's over. And so everybody's support means everything. Like I really could use everybody's support.
Yeah. I know you've talked about possibly doing like side stories and like other things. I know you, besides the Trepidations of Tremarsh.
Yep.
I know you've joked about doing like one of those like 4-panel gag comic sort of a things for Solarion Sun. Maybe call it Solarion Fun. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot in the works. It won't end at 7 books, but that storyline will be over.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
And along with Trepidations of Tremarsh, I'm writing another novel, which is from another angle of a character, which I am actually going to turn into the 8th volume instead.
Wow. Okay. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Very neat. All right. So please go and keep on supporting the Kickstarter. Solarion Sun, you've got, as of this recording, 15 days left. So when this goes up on YouTube, you'll still have time. You'll still have plenty of time.
Oh, there will be plenty of time. Yeah, by the time, because this goes up on a Tuesday, so it'll be like 10 days left.
Yeah, about that. Okay, so let's talk more about cartoons and animation, because finally, and this was so hard to be very quiet about, especially on last week's episode, or the last episode of Duck Amuck in Japan. I couldn't spoil anything. I couldn't really talk about what I saw. I could only talk about the experience of seeing it on the big screen and how I felt afterwards. But nothing about the final episode of the Amazing Digital Circus, which just came out on YouTube a couple of hours ago, and is why we have actually delayed the recording of this episode so these two could actually watch it.
Yeah, we were frantically trying to finish watching the episode before we got online, and I'm glad I did, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad I did.
Like I said, a feeling, I felt satisfied by what I saw with Amazing Digital Circus, the last act.
Okay.
I don't know how I felt about it, really. I don't know if the ending was brave enough.
This is a term we use during our book club a lot. I think it was sniffing its own farts a little too hard. To be completely honest.
Really?
Yeah, like the whole ending with like a half hour of it is about Jax.
Yeah,
and it's just like you gotta kill your babies. Like you gotta kill your babies, man. Like Jax isn't that important. Like nobody cares.
Actually, a lot of people care about Jax.
Well, and see again, we have the problem of the fans are running the show now. And Gooseworks has been on record being like, this isn't mine anymore. Like, I'm not even passionate about this project anymore. And you can I could kind of tell.
Yeah.
And because the ending like was so much about Jax that you're just like, oh, I really think the fandom got to Goose. Because it was just weird, man. I don't know how to feel about it. It was just weird. How do I explain it? Like that whole sequence where they go into where Pomni goes into the artifact,
the abstract,
and
the abstract,
the abstract, and like goes and like talks to Jax, and it's like all about like Jax's backstory and Ribbit, and like I can see a bunch of autistic teenagers loving that, but I didn't. Like I thought it was so contrived, and like I keep saying, it was sniffing its own farts a little too hard with like, you know, the little fuzzy thing, like every 2 seconds it like shows you a little fuzzy thing of the abstract, and then and everybody was crying, and it was so overly like it was very melodramatic.
It was very melodramatic. That is
very melodramatic, and I just think it just wasn't that great. Like I was just like, yeah, it was the ending. That's fine. Like I guess it was like I don't know what I expected out of it. I don't know.
I can tell you what I expected. I can for certain tell you what I expected out of it.
Okay.
And
okay.
I was really hoping that it was going to be like the whole point of this project starting was that it was supposed to be like I have no mouth and I must scream. And and the title of the book is the last line of the book, right? Is these tortured souls that are stuck in a computer system based on an AI that doesn't understand them, therefore it tears them apart, is exactly what we got at the beginning of this series.
Yeah, it's like pulling the legs off of a spider, basically. Like that's what the AI is doing, because it doesn't. It thinks it's having. The AI thinks it's having fun, but nobody's having fun.
Yeah, and then at the end, I do have to say that I liked. I felt so relieved at the moment, at the very half-hour mark, when Kane comes back. I was like, oh, thank God they're not talking about Jax anymore. And then like the Kane stuff was a breath of fresh air, and I guess that Kane was tortured enough in the end, and then you feel pity for him. And I did actually feel pity for Kane, and I liked that aspect of it. But the fact that there was such a happy ending to it all, it was a little bittersweet, but nobody was tortured anymore. And honestly, I wanted a little bit of torture. and I think that the fact that everything ended with them being like, yeah, all right, we're just the subconscious of an imprint of somebody who was in this machine, and we're not actual people, and they just like accept that, and then they like, I don't know.
And that was what was weird about it.
They didn't really accept it at first, and it took them until the end of this where they were like, I guess this is our life now.
Yeah, well, and that's just it. Is spoiler alert? Like the big twist of the series is nobody's actually trapped in a computer. It's a copy of somebody else's subconscious. Therefore, the subconscious thinks it's still that person.
And I don't mind that, actually. I
thought that was okay, but they didn't explain it well. Like,
yeah, no, they didn't.
You're like, wait, like if it's blinking, you'd miss it, right? And one of the things that was not great was what was it?
The part with Jax.
Yes. The part that was weird was they were like, oh, like Pomni goes in to basically save Jax from the abstract, right? And then they're just like, we're gonna they pull Pomni out as she's trying to save Jax, and then they're like, we're gonna do this together, and then they don't don't save Jax. They just they just don't. The end. And
I'm kind of glad that Jax wasn't saved. I'm kind of glad like they didn't find this magical cure for the abstractness like so many friggin' Disney movies do. I like that you're abstract, you're stuck like that. There's no way you can go back to normal. I like that they did that.
I'm not disappointed by it, but like the story seemed to set itself up to be like, we're gonna save Jax, and then it just doesn't. And especially because Pomni was doing it. Like Pomni was like, oh my gosh, I'm saving Jax. This is so cool. And then the team like ruins it for her. And then they're just like, why would you do that without us? Like we're gonna do it together. And then they just don't.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, when it was like that, it was like, we were supposed to do this together. And I was like, well, you got 7 minutes. So
well, and that was just is after that whole thing, and then it focuses on Kane, and then Kane like discovers the internet and like learns about everybody in the open world, and then he's just like takes the other piece of him that he absorbed out of him, and then like lets it go, and you're like, okay, cool, that was never explained, that's fine, I guess, and then like he goes back to the circus, and you're like, wait a second, there's 10 minutes left in this, like what are they going to reveal something else? And it's like, no, they're not going to really reveal something else. Kane just says he's sorry, and then and then they have like a happy ending of living in the world together. And
but then there was also the thing with the moon, too.
Yeah,
that was like, okay, that could have been a cut scene. You know, like I don't know. I didn't
like. I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't what we got, and I just think. I think it dwelled on itself a little. Like it was trying to be too artsy. Like, you know, like with Kane, like using the drill and then the glass shatters and it's like this epic like glass shatter thing. And I was just like, okay, come on. Like we get it. You've seen anime. It was trying to make itself too epic. Like, and I get it. Like everybody wants to be epic and everybody wants to tell a story and everybody wants to be important. But if I was in the theater with a bunch of kids watching that and I heard them all go, oh, like I would be annoyed because it's like, guys, like this isn't the greatest story ever told. This is the Amazing Digital Circus, right? And this is coming from somebody who likes the Amazing Digital Circus. Like I enjoy
I'm a big fan.
Like, I enjoy it for what it is, and I thought it was really good. But the ending just kind of sniffed its own farts a little too hard. And the Jax thing was just awful. Like, that was the worst. I was like, guys, you know what's also... I don't know if I should be talking about this. I don't know if I should be talking about this on the stream. I'm a little jaded after watching the panel from MomoCon of all the voice actors. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it went a little viral. Are you familiar with the 7?
I think I've heard about this.
So basically the MomoCon thumbnail that popped up, trigger warning for everybody who's going to be watching this. I'm going to be talking about fat people for a moment. And I'm not saying there's anything bad. Like fat people aren't inherently bad because they're fat, but I am going to talk about health for a moment.
Yes.
Every single actor walked out on stage for the MomoCon voice actors panel, and every single one of them was severely unhealthy, is basically the way that I'm going to put it. And it was weird because you have these images of people like I feel like people just don't take care of themselves anymore. And the panel ended up like talking about like, oh, I have mental health issues. Oh, I have a lot of health issues. Oh, let's talk about politics. Oh, let's talk. And I was like, yeah, like, okay, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Mm-hmm. Right. And I just feel a little jaded by that. Not because this isn't like because they're fat, guys. It's you have this picture, right, of like people who seem confident, but they're really just not normal people, but they don't look professional.
Yeah.
It seems weird that there's this stigma surrounding that, but it just was so unprofessional, but we're supposed to treat them as if they're like, you know, like the best of the best, and it's just like
people
guys,
treat them like they worship the ground that they walk upon.
Yeah, like the MomoCon panel itself, like the panel room was like like you couldn't stop them. They were in uproarious like woo, like these are the Amazing Digital Circus people. Like let's worship them. And it's like, guys, you're not going to be around until you're 30. Like you're gonna die. Like you do something about your health. Like you have an image to these kids who enjoy your work, you know, and I don't know. I don't even know if I should be talking about this, but it just like I had this image, right? Like you're like listening to the voice actors, and then it's like Zubal's talking, and then it's just like all I can imagine is like this poor girl who is like severely overweight and talking about her mental health crisis and her and like the medications that she's on, and I'm like, okay, Never once did we go into an interview with like Todd Haberkorn or Steve Bloom or Dan Warren or something and being like, dang, like that person gonna die soon, you know?
Yeah,
and
I was actually going to bring this up. I was like, I can't think of any of the voice actors that we chatted with where, like, their image was, like, the polar opposite of any of the characters they played. Like, all the times I've, like, interviewed J. Michael Tatum, it's like, he's always looked good and healthy. He looks like someone who would play Sebastian from Black Butler.
Exactly.
And again, I want to put it forward. I'm not like making fun of fat people, and I'm not like shaming fat people. I just think people need to be very aware of how dangerous this is. Like it's not healthy, and it doesn't mean like they're bad people because they are like this. But they were talking about their health issues on the stage in front of these kids.
Yeah,
like that was a big issue, right?
Yeah,
and they were all like, oh, I'm so quirky Chungus. Like, we're not, like, nobody's, like, really a professional on the stage. They're like, ha, I'm so adorkable, Quirk Chungus. Like, that was the whole panel, right?
Right.
And it reminded me of, like, talking to high schoolers.
Yeah.
And I expect, like, a little bit more glory out of it, almost. And of course, people will look at me and be like, well, who are you to say this? And who are you? And it's like, guys, I don't know. Like, I'm
just a person with an opinion.
Let me say this though, Andrew. Your philosophy, you have your own philosophy that if you are going to portray muscular and really fit, good-looking characters in your books, you have put it forward that you are going to sculpt yourself in that same light, so that you can portray the people who you idolize in your own books, and that's why you work out almost every day.
Yeah, I work out so I can look like Thunder. Like, that is not even a joke. but it also comes down to this. Even like Jonas Neubauer of the the world champion who passed away from the Tetris World Championship. Mm-hmm. Said if you have a platform, you have to be sure that you're using it responsibly, or so. Isn't that what he said, Jonathan? Something like that.
It is. If you are a high visible player then it is your job to move the community in a positive direction.
That's what he said. Yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And I feel like
I have that quote hanging in my classroom, actually. I printed it out. I printed it out. I taped it to my wall.
And I feel like people need to learn how to be professional. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like there's a certain level of professionality. That's not even a word, but like like when I'm selling my book to people, like I'm nice. Like I'm not like it doesn't mean you can't be silly, right? Like you can have fun and be silly, but you have to be sure that you're basically a salesman, right? Like when you enter a professional realm, you become a salesman. And I just want them to be healthier, man. Like, and it kind of spooked me a little bit to be like, oh no, like our voice actor is not going to be healthy anymore. Like they're not going to like take care of themselves. Like look at someone like Travis Willingham. He's like 6'7" and jacked, right? And,
yeah.
And Laura Bailey is this like cute little like healthy little girl, and Steve Bloom is like I just feel like the voice actors of the 90s were portrayed so differently, and now everybody's like gaining more weight. And why did I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring this up, but
no, I get where you're coming from. It's like when you play a character, you should do your best to represent that character in your own personal life in some way, shape, or form.
Maybe because like you're not that character. Like I understand that. I think maybe like that's a problem. That kind of part of the problem is they
maybe
were trying
not exactly
too hard
be the character, but learn from that character that you played.
Well, I think that was kind of the problem. Is when they were on that stage, is they were kind of portraying their characters a little too hard. Like they weren't like almost like they were expected to they were expected by the audience to be their characters. And
well, we can also put it this way too.
It was weird. It was really weird.
The very last scene of Amazing Digital Circus was all the real world people getting on a bus together.
But that wasn't that.
But it wasn't the voice actors.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the voice
They
actor.
deliberately chose not to put the voice actors on screen.
Yeah.
They chose other people.
Well, I mean, also
So-
because they probably chose people that were local and like local actors, so they could actually film it because they're not going to fly out all the voice actors to do the thing.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
But
They also looked significantly different. So
they did. They are significantly different. That is very true. So I don't know. I didn't mean to like take it in a weird direction like that, but it was weird how it was weird. But it was weird how seeing them in person and listening to them just talk changed my perspective on the media itself.
Yeah.
You know, because like me like seeing Tara Strong in real person didn't like jade my view of like Raven from and Hayden Panettiere and like all the Teen Titans voice actors. I wasn't jaded by any of that stuff, but there was like this weird jading that happened to me after I watched that panel because I was like, this is such a bad example of voice actors that should be professional. I don't know.
No, I get where you're coming from. I understand.
and
I
apologies to
I have a bit of an idea for a transition to the next topic, but hey, you know what? Well, you know what I heard helps out with like losing weight and such.
Smoking. Speaking of bad habits.
Speaking of bad habits. Okay, that's better.
Speaking of bad habits. Speaking of I've been talking with my buddy at work, my buddy Scott at work about this. He's the one that we do anime together because he's like learning anime and going through a whole bunch of stuff with like new media and whatever. And I was telling him about this because Scott was a big smoker. I say was because he transitioned to vaping, but he still like smokes a cigarette every once in a while, and we make fun of him for it. And that's exactly what I said to him.
But like vaping's still really bad.
Oh, vaping's so bad. But it's funny because like I was just like, even like talking to him, I was just like, you know, even though it's a show about the most disgusting habit any human could possibly do, like, and I'm talking to him like he's a smoker, and it's like funny. I was like, it's the most disgusting habit somebody can do. It's still a charming and cute show.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got the salary man who like is like he has this. I don't know if he's like totally and completely in love with this cashier at the store. And
he's smitten.
Okay,
he's totally
so he's smitten. And then he starts to build a friendship with this other girl who he doesn't realize that it's the cashier that he's been talking with. Because it's if you know the Japanese character, so she is it's Yamada when she is working, but then it's Tayama when she is in cute, piercing goth girl kind of a thing. All she does is switch her Japanese characters, and that's how she comes up with the alias.
I know. It's so funny, dude. Like, this show is really charming. It was one of those things where I didn't know how I would feel about it because it's basically a show about a vice.
Yeah.
And I think the vice is really bad, right? Again,
it's a horrible vice.
Like, here I go talking
who's one of your favorite
stuff,
characters of all time? Revy from...
Yeah, Revy and Faye Valentine.
Faye Valentine. You know? The Gunsmith Cat girls. I think they smoke, right?
No, they don't smoke.
Oh, they don't? Okay.
One of your characters from another series you're writing smokes.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple smoking characters. But no. Though Minnie May is a prostitute, if that's what you mean for Gunsmith Cats.
Oh, right, that's right.
which is also pretty detrimental to your health. But so it's funny though because like when you think of Revy and Faye Valentine, one, Revy is just not a good person. So it's just like, oh yeah, she smokes. Like she has all these vices. She smokes, she drinks, she kills people. She whatever. Like she does. She used to be a prostitute as well. Granted, she has a tragic backstory that led to all that stuff. So that's a little iffy. Like to know her character and being like, well, it makes sense that she's like that. Where these people are just like, hey, like let's go to the back and just kill ourselves all day, like, and they smoke a lot, dude. Like, they are smoking a lot in this show. Like, good gracious.
I mean, it's the culture here in Japan. Like, you walk around, you find those designated smoking areas. It's always packed. Oh, hey! Speaking of smoking characters, it's your boy Tyler. Tyler from Abstract Japan is joining in, man. Holy crap! It's great to hear from you.
What up, dude?
Yes, yes. The other smoke, not Tyler does not smoke the normal tobacco. He smokes the wacky kind. Which,
but it's just funny because like we always make this joke that it always seems like smokers live the longest. Like and it's just like this because they've mummified their insides because they just smoke so much.
I mean, that's how George Burns lived to be 100. He's smoking those cigars all the time. They're like perfectly preserved inside because they've basically, mummified their insides by smoking so much.
But this show is cute, which is weird. Like it's not one that I expected to put on this show, especially because he's a 40-year-old dude. And she's 24. Yeah. So he's almost half her age, but he's smitten. But she kind of likes him. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't mind age gap stuff. Age gap is fine.
Which is normal. That's also a normal thing in Japan, too. Like I'm 41. My last girlfriend was 27, which is that's kind of a very similar age gap to, like, the two here.
Yeah, well, and then you watch, I remember when we were watching Summer Wars, right? Mm-hmm. One of my favorite animated films ever made, and the character goes to this household where everybody is meeting up for the family reunion, and all the husbands are significantly older than the wives.
Yeah,
because it shows their profiles for the world, and it tells you how old they are, and the fathers are in their 40s while the wives are in their 20s.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Like, I don't mind age gap stuff. Like, I like younger women too. Like, whatever. I get it, but it's just like watching this is so bizarre, but it's also cute because he like doesn't want to bother her, right? Like he's a very shy man who doesn't want to bother anybody, but she teases him to no end,
right?
And every time she teases him, she gets sprung by that because she's like, oh crap, I teased him too hard that time.
Yeah.
Right.
Kind of not as extreme as Nagatoro was with Senpai, but like kind of similar. Like in the very first episode of Don't Toy With Me is Nagatoro, where like, oh, I went too far with that. I should tone it back a bit.
Well, and it's because she likes him, which is. And I've been seeing this trend among anime that I really like. Like, I really like this trend in anime where the girls like the guys.
Right. Like, My Dress Up Darling. It's the girl likes the guy. And, like, Nazuna of Call of the Night. It's like, she likes him. Ko's still trying to figure out whether it is love that he's feeling for her, for Nazuna. But, like... it takes almost the entire series for him to actually figure out what his legit emotions are.
Yeah, well, and I've just been seeing that this is a now, right? Even this season of anime, right? With both Otagal and Second Prettiest Girl in Class, both of those rom-coms are about the girls that like the guy, and I like that trend because for so long it's been the guy chasing the girl.
Yes,
I think, right?
Yeah, almost. Like, and I think that was like the majority of like the 2000s and like the first few years of the 2010s. I think the only anime that I can think of off the top of my head where it was the girls trying to chase the guys was. The island anime, that Nagasarate Island, where it's the one guy and the 20 girls.
That was the point I'm trying to make, is that you would only see it in harems.
Yeah.
Not in rom-coms. Like, in harems are technically rom-coms, but like this style of rom-com is just, one girl, one guy. that's like what we have going on for our rom-coms, and it's normally the guy is chasing after the girl, but now the girl is chasing after the guy, where in harems it was always like these girls are smitten over one guy, and you'd have like the bunch of girls going after the one guy.
All right. And Tyler says or tsundere, which is same.
Sure. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And I don't know. I've just been really enjoying this trend. I've been really enjoying this trend where because
like
everybody
the anime Sadie Hawkins dance.
Yeah, well, because every guy would love for a girl to be smitten over him. Like it's and again, when you watch stuff like this, the viewer is one of the characters is the vehicle. And normally with these kind of, and you know, a majority of males watch anime, therefore the male character is the vehicle, and so to have that dynamic is like, oh, I like this show, like the guy is chasing after the girl. It's the male fantasy, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it kind of fun for that kind of thing. You know, if it was 4 girls, then the guys would be like beating her up and choking her and stuff, you know. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
Female literature is awful.
Yeah. But Naruto definitely is not awful.
No, yeah.
Yes.
I love this character design, dude.
Yes.
Well, her character is also awesome. I love the transition of the high and bubbly Yamada.
Yes.
At the store, who's very, very impersonal with our main character. Like because that's her job. Her job is to be bubbly, but Tayama is incredibly personal with him, but is this low, monotone, teasing character because she knows she can get a rise out of this guy who is smitten about this other girl, with him, you know, not knowing that she is Yamada because he's got some brain damage or something, and she, and I love her. I think she's great. I love that cold personality, but she just really also likes this guy and teases him by being like, I'm gonna tell Yamada that. And he's like, no, don't stop, you know. And it's fun. It's really fun, and I like this show in 15 minutes. Like, I like that this is a short. I don't think I've ever been so invested in a 15-minute short show.
Right. Keep in mind that this is they release it in 15-minute chunks, like early on Crunchyroll. It is going to be like a half-hour show officially when it comes out in July, where it's just like those 2 mini episodes are put together. But I actually think that the show is better as the 15-minute intervals than the 30-minute. I feel like not only does it digest everything better, but I feel like it keeps the flow of the show going in a much better way.
Andrew, I'm going to challenge your belief in saying that anything that's a short anime that Studio Trigger has ever put out, we've cared very much for. True.
That's true.
Space Patrol.
I'm not saying... I'm not saying that I haven't.
Yep.
I'm not saying that I haven't sat and watched short shows, but I just feel like if they're shorter, they don't feel like real shows for some reason. You know what I mean? Space Patrol Luluco was an advertisement. Let's be honest, but
it was.
But I loved it
for Trigger.
Yeah,
but Inferno Cop though was.
Oh, Inferno Cop was just brilliant.
Yeah,
you know, that was a half hour short. Like, let's be honest, that was one episode.
Can I say the how much I felt for Yamada or Tayama when they did the flashback episode, and it's like her first time working at the convenience store, and I got those Vietnam War flashbacks when she was dealing with that one customer who all he was doing was just yelling and screaming at her. It got a little too real for me at that part, because the same.
Wait, when was this? Because I still have episode 11 and 12 to go. I haven't finished.
So this is episode 11 and 12 that I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I have episode 11 and 12.
So yeah, like it was like I totally feel what Yamada has gone through working at a store like that. I spent 22 years working in retail, and I could tell you, like, 90% of the customers I dealt with were the ones that, like, really mentally and emotionally scar you like this one guy does.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I've been really enjoying. I think as far as like our main characters go, I think our main characters are really likable. I really like who they are, but the show is doing a really good job with side characters as well.
Mm-hmm.
In particular, the manager. Like, I love her to death. Mm-hmm. I think she's great. I think it's really funny that she vapes. And because when I was talking about with my buddy Scott about, I was like, oh, it's a smoking anime. He jokingly goes, I don't smoke anymore. And then so like I was watching it, and then the vaping character shows up. I was like, there's a character that vapes, haha. There's still a good vice in here. But I just think her dynamic of it is really funny because she's like an observer. Like she's like, I know everything about this. I know everything that's happening, and it's I don't know, her design is perfect. I love the glasses with like the bangs, and she's also very monotone like Yamada, but she's like a Fujoshi for like peeping on their relationship, like making sure everything is like, I love it. I think the show is very charming. Yeah. My question is going to be is when they finally put these into full episodes, when it starts in July, have we only seen like the first 4 episodes because of how short these episodes are?
I would say we saw the first 6 episodes. I think we've seen the first 6 episodes. Which
is such a weird thing because it actually means that we're going to have to wait until like mid-July before we can actually start watching it again.
Yeah.
Because we've already seen. So unless they like release them all in a huge block again, I thought it was such a weird choice for them to do that. Yeah. I don't know why they did that. I don't. But it is a good taste of the show because I very much enjoy it, and I want more of it. So
just like cigarettes.
Yeah, it is it's an unfiltered taste of the show.
I love the taste of it, and I want more of it. You just described the cigarette addiction right there, man.
I mean, I always figured anime was going to give me cancer in the future anyway. So.
Hey, bonus points. What's the billboard from? What movie is this from?
I mean, it looks like either Top Secret or something that's like Zucker, Abram Zucker.
Yep, you are on the right path. You are on the right path.
Oh, shoot. What is it? I know what it is.
Is it Naked
Gun?
But
I don't. Yeah, because like I've seen it before.
Because it's vaping. Think about something going through that billboard.
Yeah, is it Airplane?
You're close. It involves airplanes.
I don't know. What is it? What is it from?
Hot Shots!
Is it really from... Oh, is it for the first one?
I believe the first one, yeah. Because Hot Shots Part 2 was more of like the Rambo parody.
That was Rambo, yeah. Where Top Gun was the first one. Rambo... I've only seen the first one like once.
No, Tyler, not Jaws. No, it wouldn't be in Jaws.
It does kind of, yeah, I get that, though. I get where he's coming from.
Yes. But, yeah, like, and it goes back to, like, with smoking behind the supermarket with you, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier with this just being such a golden age for rom-coms, like, this year. Like, this spring, we have had so many phenomenal rom-coms, like at least 8 out of 10 rom-coms with the Oda, with Second Prettiest, with Klutz Skirt, Go for It Nakamura-kun. There's just like, I feel like we're in such a good golden age of romantic comedies where like The stories are good. The characters are lovable. The scenarios they're put in are pretty unique, especially with Second Prettiest. Like, I have been really liking the storytelling in that. I'll probably be writing a full review of that shortly, maybe next week or so. But, like, it's so good just seeing, like, this really nice resurgence of rom-coms after having to deal with, like, rent-a-girlfriend crap for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Please go watch Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. It is a great series. Highly recommend it. It's currently the only show on Crunchyroll where the average rating is 5 stars.
And then of course next season we're getting another smoking.
Yes, the Smoking Cat Girl.
Yeah, Chain Smoking Cat Girl, which is going to be absurd.
Yeah, the trailers for it are just absolutely insane.
Yeah, like actually insane.
I mean, at least the Smoking Cat Girl looks like she has been smoking for 10 years and just does not look sexy at all.
It's like it is not appealing in the least. It is like the worst of the worst. And
when we first started talking about the series, I was legitimately like, I don't know what you can do with this series. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what to expect from it. And then I see her shooting up heroin in the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, okay. I still don't know where it's going to go, but at least that's a little clearer.
Because it's a modern fantasy, which makes it fun. Because they talk about the beastkin, like these are beastkin race people. And so it just seems like the beastkin are like filthy degenerates or something like that, and I'm still trying to figure out what the heck is even going on. So it'll be fun to discover. It'll be fun to discover this animal.
They were isekai from a fantasy world into the modern world, couldn't get a job, so now they're homeless and addicted to drugs.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
Is it a what do you call it? Like, not a narrative, or like a
like a social message or whatever.
Social commentary.
Yeah, social commentary on the current climate of what Japanese feels like of the immigrants in their country. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where this came from, what it is, but I'm gonna watch it because it's got cat girls and they're doing horrible things. Like it is like so off-putting that I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we won't have to wait long. I think it premieres 2 weeks. So
July 11th, I believe.
3 weeks then. 3 weeks then. Yeah. And
I believe all the new stuff is July 11th.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe. No, not all the new stuff. I've been noticed. I do think there's one series that premieres actually next week, in for the summertime. Besides the Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be diving crazy into the summer season very soon. Not to mention, we'll have to take another trip into the anime time warp to see what came out 10, 20, 30 years ago around this time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot we were doing that. That's fun.
Yeah. I think that's going to be very interesting, especially the 20-year point. I'm still trying to figure out what came out 30 years ago at around that time, because I really wasn't into anime then. So, yeah, I guess that does wrap up this episode of Duck Amuck in Japan. Let us do our normal shameless plugs. JonStar, how about you go first for this time around?
Yeah, sure. I'm on Instagram, and you can read my book, I Think Life's All Right, for free through the links. And otherwise, my top score today is 240,160. It's not my highest, but not my lowest. So, not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And of course, Andrew, please plug away. We got more Kickstarter stuff to talk about.
Yes. Well, most importantly, if you guys want to check out my Kickstarter, go to Kickstarter.com, type in Solarion Sun, and look for volumes 1 through 5. We are currently at $24,000, and I would love to make it up to $3,000 by the end of the campaign. Now that we have 15 days left to go, I would love to hit 50 backers as well. So if we can kind of make those match up, that would be great. Because hey, printing prices have doubled, so it costs me more money to print less of what I used to buy. And Volume 5 is going to be awesome. There's only 2 volumes left after this one, and I'm working on Volume 6 right now. In fact, I have just finished page 1057 of Solarion Sun.
Nice.
As a reference, they're probably like a little over 1,500 pages by the time Solarion Sun is done. If you guys want to go check out Solarion Sun for free, you can go to solarionsun.com and read up to chapter 13. If you want to jump on the bandwagon and help me out and support me and help me fulfill my book dreams, you can head to patreon.com/AFLM, where I have free subscriptions where you can get updates on or monthly updates on comic book previews and info on Kickstarters and conventions I'm going to. You can also join at the $1 tier for early previews of the comic book, and as well as illustrations I do. And for $5, you can read everything current for Solarion Sun, everything, all the way up to all the new pages that I'm posting right now. And of course, you can find me on X and Instagram at AFLM_art.
I'm curious because you are coming up to page 1000. Do you have in your mind what you want to do for that milestone page?
Well, I've already passed page 1000.
Oh, you did?
So, yeah, so I don't have to. So actually, I have like a little bit of a silly, not bet, but one of my friends who hosted one of the old art podcasts that I used to be on. We had a little. It's not a bet or a wager, but he kind of forced himself into the story by being like, "Oh, on page 1400, I want a cameo," and I was like, "All right, cool, Chester, I'll do that, man." And so come up to page 1400, and there's gonna be like this random cameo of a guy, and I think it might line up perfectly with a shot that I already have planned. So it actually might work out that it would fit in there to put a nice cameo in there for him. So
okay,
we'll see.
Very, very cool. Very cool.
Very silly. Very
nice.
cool.
All right, and of course, duckjapan.com for all the articles and videos from myself and this show. Follow me on all the different social medias at KingBabyDuckESH, and of course, like us on Facebook.com/Duck Amuck in Japan. I know this wasn't a long show, but hey, sometimes you want to keep things short, especially when, there's so much going on in our lives. Sometimes a short show is what you need to do.
Yeah. It's been a full day, man.
We're going to have plenty of topics soon enough.
Oh, yeah, without question.
Anime.
Anime Time Warp is probably going to be the next episode, so prepare yourself for that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, until next time, this is your King Baby Duck.
AFLM.
JonStar.
Reminding you, if you're going to chase your dreams, make sure you run amok.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Almost synced. All right. I need food. You need sleep. So, okay, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Okay, bye.